Hey Zeos, what are those? Why, they're the Polk on-wall monitor 3's, Jimmy. Hey Zeos, why do you have these Polk on-wall monitor 3's? Because I'm going to put them in my surround sound as rear channels, Jimmy. Hey Zeos, why are they sitting on your table here? Why, because they're the best desk monitors I've ever frickin' heard. Hey Zeos, are you on crack again? I am not on crack, ladies and gentlemen. To my knowledge, I don't think anyone's ever recommended Polk on-wall monitor 3's for any application but rear channel. Where's their book? Give me the book! Give me the book! Where do they go? On-wall monitor 3's are plastic. I wouldn't even call them bookshelves. They're on-wall monitors. That's what they're labeled as surround satellite loudspeakers. You can mount them in 7 different ways. They've got all sorts of mounting hardware holes here, 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 here. You could put them up in corners, you know, like that. You could just mount them floating in the ceiling. They come with these little stands. They stand up on a desk. They come with these massive rubber feet that you're supposed to stick here to that side of it, and then you could just rest it like that. Okay. Because they're universally mountable. They've got the little stand plug in there, the 1/4x20, so you could screw them into a mount. And I bought them for my home theater because I'm using an old set of audio source. I figured, let's go. Time to treat myself to something. And I brought them here to give them a listen, expecting lackluster plastic speaker performance, and I got it sort of. These have 0 bass. None. There's no bass here. I mean, here, look. Here, this is the most bass they have, is this bass. Everything else is, I'm going to say, useless from 90 hertz and below. Useless. Absolutely not even existent. 100 hertz and above, though, this is 2/3 of the best speakers I've ever had on a desk. And I'm not shying away. Look at the tweeter size in this, first of all. Look at it compared to my XRM 6.1s. They're nearly the same size. And tweeter means a lot, and crossover means a lot. And I tried to get into one of these speakers to look at the crossover for Strategic Deceiver, who wanted to know what's going down because he wants to try these. In fact, I'm going to send them to him when I'm done. I'm not even going to put them in my home theater. They're so good, I'm going to not put them in and send them to Louisiana. New Orleans? Louisiana? Yeah. Down there. Down south. I can't open them up. My only thinking is these were outdoor speakers that Polk designed and said, these are a little bit too good for outdoor speakers, and they're selling them for you. So, unless this pops out. We're going to do this live. We're going to do it live. As they're glued in place. Alright. Yeah. I tried them, up there. On their own, just these speakers are no good to listen to. They're just not. There's nothing there. There's no, the low end, anything. And I'm not bass head low end. I'm talking about mid bass is just completely lacking. But, and I'll go back to saying they're the best desktop monitors I've ever used. When you put them here, like that, and then take a subwoofer, like that, you turn the frequency gain all the way up, you adjust your phase, and you play with the volume. What comes out as a result of this pairing is the best desk setup I've ever heard. And silence hits the YouTubes. There's probably many, many reasons for this. Just the size of this fascia, the way that it's curved, the quality of the tweeter, the quality of the crossover. This video is not going to contain the recording with the crazy mic ear setup. It's going to be another video because I want this one available on mobile. All my videos from now on will be split in half. Look how unsuspecting they are. They don't even have a Polk logo that's anything but like an engraved name. When you put the covers on them, they almost look, I don't even know what's the word for speakers that women like. I don't even know if that word exists in the dictionary. Handsome? Chocolate penis ejaculates money? I mean, I don't know. What's the word for speakers that are sleepers? They're sleepers. They're the car equivalent of a sleeper speaker. You go, oh, you got some Polk plastic speakers on your desk. And on their own, you don't feel them. You don't feel for them. But with the sub frequency turned all the way up, and you fill in that mid bass, these would shit on a pair of micas, and that's hard for me to say because I love the micas. The micas on their own are a whole speaker. You buy them, and a pair of them will work on their own. You can put them in surround sound; they'll get loud enough on their own. These, since they cut out so hard, and I mean dead cut out at 60 hertz, inaudible. 70 hertz is like a negative 20 decibel curve. It's just nothing, and then it comes up and around 110 it levels off. To my ears, I'm not using a measurement for that. So even though they claim to be on-wall monitors, and they'll probably be fine for surround sound actual monitors, where I'm planning on putting them eventually, they work here. In fact, there was a point, and I'm not joking, ladies and gentlemen, where I had these cradled in my arms like a set of babies, like the Ten Commandments, like this. And I was listening to music, and happy as a pig in shit. These are amazing speakers, and I must be out of my mind. Oh, God damn it. God damn it. Shit out of my face. Now, they have a couple design flaws, I'll say off the bat. Like these banana plugs here. I thought I was restricted only to Canadian brands where the banana plugs, where the dual banana plugs don't work. They don't work on this either. They're 7/8 instead of 3/4, so you gotta get individual banana plugs. Like that, like these wires I made. Yeah, they're beautiful. And then you go to plug them in, like, you know, that and that. And then you realize, that won't work. So now you've got to drop your bananas in the hole in the back and tighten down, which is pretty ghetto, to say the least. And this thankfully comes with it. You don't have to buy this extra. Come on. So once you've got these hooked up, if you want to do a little test, you could run them without a subwoofer, and you're going to be moderately disappointed with your $100 purchase. $100. These are $100 plastic speakers from Polk, a name that is synonymous with meh. You know, good enough. Better than a Samsung setup any day of the week. You get a nice set of Polks. You know, you've entered the audio world, but you've bought the, let me think of the car equivalent to Polk. Give me a second. I'm thinking sports car. I'm thinking high-end audio. People think it's good. Come on, you know that brand. You know that brand. That brand of car that everyone's like, oh yeah, I got a bleh, and it's a piece of it's the lowest level of whatever. I don't know. An E-Series Mercedes AMG. What the hell's the point? Either get the S-Class or an SL or a Maserati. Don't be bragging about your economy series Mercedes. I don't know. That was a bad analogy. Doesn't matter. I've lost my mind. I'm about to tell you to buy Polk speakers for your desk setup. I'm talking computer desk setup. I'm talking right here. Arm's length. No more than arm's length. These are the best speakers you can buy. You try to, you know, sit back and put them 4 or 5 feet away. No. And here's the problem. Because you have to put the frequency response so high on the sub, and because you're sitting likely close to it and have to turn up the gain, as soon as you get away from your magic spot here, it's going to sound like total ass. So I'm really selling this space quality. Super quality. Not room. Not house. You know, that sub's going to be... The way I have it currently, if I'm sitting here and it's perfect, everything's perfect, I get up to walk out, that sub's going... Because it's 110 hertz, and I got the gain to half. So here, everything sounds perfect. Out there, what the hell's going wrong? So this is where you test to see if you're an audiophile and you're willing to push that extra limit to get the best quality. Because what comes out of these is a goddamn... My head exploded. I was actually upset. I was upset they sounded so good because I feel like I've cheated people, and I hate that. Now, micas, great. Great speakers. Great for a desk setup. If you want to do 2.0, you have to go with micas. But now if you want to go 2.1 from the get-go, these are going to be in my 2.1 list as desktop speakers only. They're still going to stay for rear channels and surround sound posts, but desktop speakers. Leave the covers off. Look at them. They look oddly professional. And I had them hooked up to the A500 here because I've got it. It's my bench amp. I might as well use it as such. But I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to find out somebody buys them and all of a sudden the SA36 won't power it. So here's an SA36. It's... Alright, so it powers it just fine with no distortion. I've got the signal train coming out of my Emotiva DAC into these RCA splitters and down to the line-ins on the sub. And now that means is I'm controlling the volume strictly with the DAC. Once I set this, I forget this. I can just stick that back there. As far as talking about them without hearing them, I've got nothing else to say. Buy these? It's such a weird thing to sit here and then not only are you sitting here with them on the desk, but you're sitting here with them on the desk and I'm hearing the vocals from up in front, which is where I like it. And usually you have to put these up on stands. Usually every speaker I tell you put up on stands, get off the desk. Don't with these. Just leave them on the desk. It's just the way this is curved slightly. That slight curve is probably having a lot to do with this, but it sounds so good. It sounds so good with them pointing at you from a desk like that. All right, next video. Just jump right into the next video because you got to hear these things.